What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. Oh, it's a remembrance kind of day. So this is the Tactical Gearz Rogue S in D2. This knife is phenomenal, and it's Tactical Gearz with a Z. Okay, so this is the Case Tribal Lock. You'd remember it because it's one of my all-time favorite knives. I literally just carried it the other day. You could see I probably still have some gunk on the edge. I love this knife. Absolutely love this knife. This isn't just a knife that I love, but this is the very first folding knife I ever reviewed on this channel. Ever. This is the first one. Not only that, but it's the first knives that were ever sent to me from a knife company. Case sent me a group of knives when I only had 50 subscribers. That's how much they believed in my videos. That's kind of crazy. I had 50 subscribers. Case sent me 4 knives. Right off the bat, 4 or 5. I think it was 5 knives. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. 50 subscribers. I mean, got a lot of respect for Case. So this one right here is the very first folder I ever reviewed that wasn't a Case. And I think it was only the 3rd folder I ever reviewed. Picked it up on eBay. Budget knife. Not supposed to be special, but it was. So this knife's got some history with me. All right, so what I did is I stopped the video so I could flip it, because if I film a whole video and then flip it, it takes forever. So I just wanted you to be able to see the Tactical Gearz on there. It's D2 steel. It's got a steel frame. One of the things I really loved about it was the grip pattern, and the knife really freaking works. It's comfortable in the hand. It's an 1/8 thick. I mean, this is a big fat beast of a folding knife, and I really like it. It's a great cutting piece, and I haven't filmed this thing in quite a long time, but it's 3.5 inch blade, 3.5 inch blade. I think it's 8 or 8.5 inches overall. I don't even remember. It might not even be a 3.5 inch blade. It's been a long time. Let's see, 3.5 inch blade, 8, and it looks like 8 1/4 probably overall. And that's what it is, 8 1/4 inch overall, and an 1/8 inch thick. It's just an absolute beast. But after all this time with its still factory edge, the only thing I've done with this was a kitchen knife, the steel rod. It's the only thing I've ever done is hone it up with a steel rod. I don't know how sharp it is. Let's see here. So it's not really shaving. I've got about 3 hairs right there. I don't know if it's that way all the way through the blade. I'll try different points. But it's popping hair, but not shaving hair. So it's sharp, but not crazy sharp. And again, this is the factory edge from 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And it's still at least popping hair. So what we need to do is not talk about it. Let's just take it outside and see how it still goes. So for me, the Rogue S by Tactical Gearz kind of has legendary status just because I've had it for so long. It was a company I've never heard of. It was like one of those budget companies, and it wasn't supposed to be really good. It literally was a never heard of it budget knife, but it's been around and surviving longer than some of my really good knives. I've had, a $500 knife from Cold Steel fail. This thing keeps on going, and it doesn't just keep going, but it's sturdy as hell. This thing has no wiggle, no wobble, nothing bad going on with it. I mean, there is no movement in this thing. It is 100% solid as a rock, and a absolute beast of a folder. Let's even with this squared off tip, let's see if we can't get some 4-foot drops. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard with this tip. Now I don't even remember back when I first when I first did this knife, if I did a drop test type thing on it, it's so solid. All right, let's do a couple hard downwards. Doing it with the right hand sucks still. Oh, that is solid. When I hit the tip, it actually hits like a brick. That one vibrated closed. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, that is in there. That one was in there. That was over a ½ inch. But it's just, this knife has performed throughout the years, and it's done really, really well. All right, let's see here. Let's test it on a hose cut and see what kind of actual cutting edge this knife still might have. Let's see. We'll see. I can't believe that it's, after all this time, I'm having such a hard time with this hand. After all this time, oh, there we go. It's starting to go in there. This knife is, without having anything done to the edge, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pushing, I'm cutting, but I'm having a hard time. It's not like some of these fresh edges I'm getting from these brand new knives. This one, I mean, it's kind of cold and wet out this morning, and I don't want to give excuses, because I'm pretty sure if I brought out that Kraken knife I just did, it would go right through it. But you can see it's cutting, but it is having a hard time. Let's see if we can go this way. And the only reason is because this edge is well used and almost untouched, aside from brushing against the steel rod. And I brushed it, there we go, cut off the tip. I brushed it against a steel rod probably, I don't know, a year ago, and I've probably maybe carried it twice since then. But is it sharp enough to like cut me? Absolutely. Is it sharp enough to, I think the last thing I did with it, the very last thing I did was, I'm trying to remember the last time you know what, I carried this on a hike, and I think I cut fruit with it. I think that was the last thing I did. The very last thing I did. All right, let's see. Oh, it shaves the leather easily. So look at this. I'll go slow. That's pretty nice. Big thick blade, just cutting straight through. This is an untouched edge. This is pretty much a factory edge that was once honed with a steel rod. That's it. That's not so bad. That's not so bad for a knife that's from 2018 to be carried. And remember, I carried this. This was my EDC for back in 2018. For probably 2 months straight, I kept this with me, and I used it a lot. I mean, a lot. And for a knife to only have a honing with no sharpening, being carried as much as I carried it back then, oh man, I tell you, it's easy to say, but it's hard to relate. Just how good this knife has been for me. It's just a fantastic knife. It's just so strong and so solid. Could it use a little sharpening rather than just some honing? Yeah. Is it still sharp though? Yeah. Look at this. Curling the thumbnail. Am I even in the shot? Curling the thumbnail. Look at this. It's sharp enough to shave that. I mean, it's showing that, yes, indeed, it has an edge. Yes, indeed, it's sharp. Yes, indeed, it could be sharper. I kept hearing voices. There's a work crew down there. I'm like, where are those voices coming from? But it really is. It really is a great knife. And it's one of those knives that probably not supposed to be great. You know what I mean? It was a budget knife, and that's what it was supposed to be. But it just kept on going. Just kept on going. It didn't stop, and I kept using it. And I have no plans on getting rid of it. I think I have another Tactical Gearz knife in that blade shape that I just love. There's a certain blade shape that I really love in a folder, and I have one of those, and it's just two knives that even though they were intended to be budget knives, that really hurts my thumb. I just have no plans on getting rid of them. If a knife is that good to me, then I'm going to keep it around. I mean, it's just that good. And especially when a knife has, you know, it's not supposed to be. I am absolutely killing myself today for some reason. The vibrating is destroying me. But I don't know, man. It's for me to keep a knife this long, and it's never been in a for sale pile that I just decided or I put up for sale and it didn't sell, so I was like, oh, I'll keep it because it didn't sell. Nope. This is a knife that I never put up for sale. Look at this. Look at this. That right there, I mean, you can't do it any better with any other knife, right? It's going to be the same. It's not going to be, you can have worse, but you can't have better. That's going to be equal to pretty much anything. Look at that. Look at my grip. Look at the grip I'm using because of my thumb. And I'm able to get these beautiful curls. That right there is the epitome of a good knife. It's when you go knife hunting, when you go searching for a blade that you want to be able to carry, that you want to be able to use, that you want to be able to trust, you don't think I'm going to go out looking for some Tactical Gearz knife on eBay, some company I've never heard of. You don't think that. You're thinking, well, I'm going to go get an Essie, I'm going to get a Buck, I'm going to get something that I can trust, something that the name has been there forever and it's never let me down type thing. You know what I mean? This name has not been there forever, but it's never let me down. This knife right here is fantastic. I know it's not a full crazy wild video. First of all, I'm in a lot of pain. And second of all, it doesn't have to. I just wanted to show it. This was intended to be a short. It intended to be a what's in your pocket. That's what this was going to be. Who knows? Maybe I'll still throw a short out there. But that's what this was going to be. And it turned into a remember this type video. All right, so let's see if we can't take down 1-inch forestry. There we go. Held on to the skin there. Let's see. Try to get it so you guys can actually see. Try to hold it so I can actually swing. I think I'm in the video. Look at that. That is nice. Let's see if I can go this way. It's pulling against me, but oh, it's pulling against me. I can't get the momentum. There we go. I can't get the momentum. But damn, this thing's still cutting. Got all these vines. Let's try my left hand. Tired of not using it. Oh, that was nice. I'm tired of not using my left hand. All right. Well, that just broke. That just broke. Let's see. Still going. Still going. After all these years, it's still a very strong, very sturdy cutting tool. Is it very sharp? No, but that's on me. I could sharpen it. I just haven't. I haven't had the need to. Every time I use it, it worked. I haven't tried to shave with it, so it never mattered. I never tried to cut a hose with it, so it never mattered. What I used it for, it absolutely worked. As a matter of fact, I have a plum sitting inside. All right, so the very last time I had this knife out was I was camping in Vermont, and I had this with me, and I was sitting at a destination. We hiked out to a cave, and I had this, and I was just cutting fruit. And that was the last day. It was our last day. It was the last thing we did. That was the last time I used this knife before I put it back. That was a couple of years ago. And we're still good. So, look at these. I mean, the cuts. It's sharp enough to do exactly what I need it to do. I mean, look at, that's perfect. And I get to eat my plum. So, this knife, after all these years, is still just a really And I'm not going to say it's a good knife. It's a great knife. It really is. It's never loosened. I've never had to, even though it's just a screw head, so simple, I've never had to play with it, never had to tighten it. I've never really had to sharpen it. It could use some sharpening, but obviously, I mean, that's not dull. It's not wrinkling the skin. It's cutting straight through. Look how clean that is. So, I don't know. It's pretty hard to think of a bunch of negative things to say about a knife that's been nothing but positive. So, this is the Tactical Gearz Rogue S. Awesome. If you can find one, grab one. Completely worth it. That's it for this one. I am Donnie All Day. Until next knife.